Okay, before I even do my introduction, I know I've been real raggedy D. I know it's been a minute. I'm sorry. I ain't even got no excuse. I'm sorry. I hope you accept my apology. I'm back on it. I'm back on track. Let's get to the video. Keep pressing to me. Hey people, it's your girl Keep Pressing to Me here, dropping an encouraging video that will help you press towards accomplishing your goals, walking in the fullness of your purpose, and growing closer in your relationship with God. So as y'all can see with my title, well, first I had to go back to my little introduction. Again, I am so sorry for my delay. It's like, I know, it's like how in Sam, ain't no other way to say it. How in Sam hell you quit or stop or take a break before you get started for real? Like, I only dropped, 4-5 videos and I already took a break. Like, raggedy. And I don't even really have a profound excuse. Like, I can't say somebody died. I can't say I've been sick. I can't even say I had COVID. Like, it's just no excuse. It's gonna be more videos, I promise you. Like, I'm gonna get back in the groove. I just be running. I don't know why. Like, I just be running. But that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother video for a whole nother time. As we can see with the title, I'm doing a goal update as far as where I'm at with my goals, how God derailed some of my goals, and how God hit me with something totally new. So let's get into it. Watching my old videos, I will link the video. I believe it's titled "Lord Help Me to Accomplish My 2020 Goals." And in that video, I discussed how, like, my top 2 goals that I wanted to accomplish this year is, the first one, I wanted to pay off my car by August, and the second one is that I wanted to purchase my first home. Well, we paid that car off. I got the title. I am so excited. Like, God is so good. I was able to pay off my car, I believe July of this year, and I got my title in August. So I did not record, again, raggedy. That would have been so good. But I did not record that moment, but it was just a day where I had the money, I got paid, I called my finance company, and I just said, hey, I want to pay it off, paid in full. And that was that. It was just such a fulfilling accomplishment. Like, God really made a way for me to pay off my car. And I'm praying that the Lord keep my little Altima till it just run off. Just keep my car, Lord, because I am not ready to get back into the groove of paying a car note. Like, I got other things that I want to do with that money, and paying a car note is not one of them. So we have an accomplishment, like, was to purchase my first home. I wish that my purpose was centered around just showing you guys the aftermath. Like, what I'm basically saying, like, I wish I was able to be like, you know what, surprise, I got a house. Like, not showcasing the details, the sweat, the tears, the disappointments, the ups and downs of my journey. But I am accepting that keep pressing is all about enduring the process. And sometimes things, go your way, and sometimes it doesn't. So with that being said, I don't have a house, not as of yet. We still trapping at the bando, aka my parents' house. Where do I want to start? It was like the end of August, early September. One of my friends had sent me this video of this loan company and a realtor. They was doing like this virtual thing, but it's just kind of like helping people to get houses or whatever. So I was like, you know what, that's a sign from the Lord. So I ended up attending and got in touch with the lady, And I was just, did an application or whatever. And she was just like, hey, you don't have enough credit. And I was like, what you mean I don't have enough credit? She was like, what happened to, like, I see you used to have, credit cards and stuff like that. And I was just like, you know what? I had some credit cards in my early 20s, didn't do too well with them. So I just paid them off and just closed them. She was like, no, you don't do that. You keep your credit open. Always keep your line of credit. Once you get your car off you, there isn't any really substantial, credit history on your credit. And that's not a good look. So I'm like, okay, let me just get a credit card, whatever. I'm more responsible now, yada, yada, yada. But just something just did not feel right. The amount she was willing to give me, I would have been okay, but I probably would not have been able to really get the house that I really wanted. And what was so crazy, like, here I am, I was just doing all this stuff out of faith. Like, I recall there was a time where I actually picked out the neighborhood where I wanted to live, was looking at houses, saw a particular house that was within the budget, praying about it. Girl, almost got out the car and walked around the house like I was walking around the wall of Jericho, and just like believing, like, okay, God, this is it, but just didn't have no peace about it, and it was just not sitting well with me. And I just had to come to the place where I was just like, God, all right, I said having a house this year was going to be my goal. Is it a part of your plan? And I had to really humble myself and be open to whatever response that God was going to give me. And God was just like, you know what? No, that's not really the plan that I have for you this year. And I was just I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was kind of crushed. Like, I was like, Lord, I want a house. Like, I want to move. I want, something that is mine. Like, and God had to, like, really reveal to me, like, the sole reason why I was so urgent to get a house this year. And God was like, wherever you at to me, I'm going to be with you. Like, this whole mindset that you have, like, I get it. You are ambitious. I created you to be driven. I created you to be a leader. I created you to be all of these things, but don't forget the plans that I have for you. And that's something I can admit that I'm really struggling with. Like, sometimes if there's a goal in my head, I wanted to see it come to pass when I wanted to see it, when I wanted, to happen. And with the whole house thing, it just really taught me, like, for one, I had to learn, like, listen, to me, it's okay. Like, I get it. Everybody and their mama, either they showcasing these houses, they showcasing their weddings, they showcasing these babies, they're showcasing their highlight reels. And I had to admit, like, bro, I want a little highlight reel to pop out too, And God had to deal with me with that. Like, listen, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time for everybody to have their moment. And I'm going to need for you to be patient. I need you to trust me. Trust my will, trust my way, trust my plan. It's so crazy for me because, like, Proverbs 3:5-6 was one of the first scriptures I had learned by memory, and it's trusting the Lord with all of your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Well, even though it's one of the first scriptures I have learned by memory, I can be very transparent with y'all. It has been one of the most trying verses for me to even live by, because my understanding a lot of times, because I often say sometimes, a lot of times don't correlate to the plans that God has for me. And I have to always, like, surrender my plans and be like, you know what, God, what is your will? What is your way? Like, there's a scripture in the book of Proverbs that says that, the Lord we make our plans, but the Lord orders our steps. And that whole situation with the house thing I just had to, like, humble myself and just be like, you know what, God, whether I remain in my house, get an apartment with somebody else, to have a roommate, and continue to save my money, to whenever you tell me that it's time to get a house, Lord, I'm wanting to do it. Whether it's 27, 37, 47, 57, whatever the case may be, Lord, help me not to be chasing the standards of society, and be humble enough to endure this process with you, whatever the case may be, wherever you tell me to go, and just however it looks like. And that was such a big pill, like a big thing for me to say. Like it was a journey, y'all. Like, I can't even lie and make it seem like, oh, it happened overnight. Y'all, I was pissed off. I was pissed off, because I'm like, Lord, I righteously put faith on, like, I put some faith on some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, I appreciate, and I'm so grateful, you know, to have a place, you know, I can lay my head in. But God, I want a house, you know, and for God to be like, not right now. Whew, we didn't talk for a few days. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. It was a moment in what God had to just like, girl, last time I checked, I am God and you're just pure creation. Like, come on, let's get with it, because there's other things. It's reasons why. It's a reason why I told you not to get a house right now. So that brings to, yeah, I may be moving to Dallas. So yeah, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't even know. So let's just go back a little bit. While I'm praying for a house, God, and it didn't really dawn on me till like September. So here I am looking at houses, getting myself prepared to purchase a home. God was literally talking to me and preparing me to eventually move. And here I am thinking that, oh, move to a house, you know, about 30 minutes away from my family. No, it's a possibility that I'll probably be moving a few states away from Alabama. Like, oh, Jesus, like, it's so crazy to me, because how it started, I want to say like June, July, I heard God clear as day. He said, I'm going to separate you from your family. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, of course, we move into a house, yada, yada, yada. Then all of a sudden, y'all, here I am having dreams about Texas. It's either the Texas flag, the Texas stars, Texas. Excuse my dog, she tripping. But Texas, that's all I could think about. Like, that's all I was like dreaming about. Here it is. I reside in Alabama, and I kid you not, like every so often when I get on the interstate, I will see a car with a Texas tag on it, and I'm like, God, are we moving to Texas? Like, what's the problem? Like, what? Because you know, like, something gravitates your attention, and it was just doing that for me. I was just like, what's going on? And I kid you not, like, my job, I, you know, talk to people across the years, and it's like every time I see the state of Texas pop up on my screen, it was just it was just, I don't know, it was like a boat. It's so weird to explain. Like, you righteously, if you don't believe in the power of the supernatural, of hearing God's voice and him speaking through dreams, through prophecies, through just talking to us as a believer, this may be freaky to you, this may be crazy to you, but I don't care. This is my story, you know? So yeah, it was just like, dang, like, God, why is, you know, Texas really popping up to me? And then I started entertaining it. I was like, okay, God, where in Texas did you want me to go? Because I've only been to Texas one time. I think I went like my 20. I went on a road trip on my 23rd birthday, where I visited Houston, San Antonio, and Austin, like in a matter of like 3 to 4 days. So we just hitting these areas, but not really looking at the houses or anything like that. Like, we were more so turning up, having a good time, just, you know, just vibing. So, and even when I visited, it wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to live here. Like, I've never been that type of chick. just a little disclaimer, for those who really know me knows that home is where my family is. Like, team family, team Crawford 6 that's my core, that's my love, that's my everything. So I just never been that type of chick to just up and consider just moving and leaving my family, because I don't know, just my family's a big part of me. And I think that's probably why I've always kind of battled with my purpose to a certain degree, because I know my calling is going to require me to move and travel and do various things for the kingdom of God. So that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, so I just never, so when God was bringing to my attention about Dallas, I was like, God, what you trying to do? What you trying to tell me? Like, what's going on? No, about Texas. I'm like, what you trying to tell me? What's going on? And what was so crazy to me, y'all, I started just praying. I'm like, God, well, you say Texas big. What part? You know? And I kid you not, I was watching Fantasia and her husband, and she said her son's name, and her son's name is Dallas. And how she said it, God was like, ding, Dallas. And I'm like, but I never been to Dallas. The only thing I know about Dallas is that that's what the Potter's house said. Like, God, what you trying to do? Like, what's going on? And I just started, I threw a temper tantrum. I was so mad, y'all. I was like, Lord, come on now. Like, whatever you trying to do, you can do it in Birmingham. Like, what you trying to do? So I just started like just praying about it, asking God to like reveal to me what you trying to do. Is there a job in Dallas? I don't know, like, what is it that you want me to do in Dallas? Like, is there a certain ministry that I need to start in Dallas? Is my spouse in Dallas? Like, what's going on? Like, why is you revealing to me Dallas and Texas at a time like this where I'm telling you about getting a house, you know? And it was just so crazy. Like, I started telling my family about it. I was like, y'all, I don't know. You know, I feel like God is calling me to move to Texas, and I don't know. I started telling some of my close friends. I was like, hey, I need y'all to pray for me. Like, I feel like God is calling me to move to Texas. Out of the blue, my dad was like, initially my dad was like, hell no, like, ain't no moving to Dallas. Ain't no moving, like, the farthest we are okay with you moving to. You can go to Atlanta, you can go to Tennessee, you can go anywhere within the 2 hour and a half mark where we can get to you. That was his main concern. So one day out of the blue, he was like, hey, what you doing this weekend? And I was like, nothing. Just want to let you know, we support you, meaning him and my mom. We support you. I feel like we need to go to Dallas next week. I'm like, huh? Next week? He was like, yeah, let's go to Dallas next week. Let's just go. So next week, we went to Dallas. We took a road trip. We drove to Dallas. Having to do a pit stop. I'm by myself for a little minute, so I wanted to just kind of like document how I'm currently feeling. Driving through Louisiana now, and I'm starting to get excited about this whole experience of Dallas. Still don't quite know for sure what God has in store, whether if He's just testing my faith or really seriously moving me, but I'm excited for the journey. just drove through various cities. I think we went through Louisville, Capel, Las Colinas, of course downtown Dallas, South Dallas, and just kind of like just drove around the city. Downtown district. They been over there. So in the district area, about to try some barbecue. Earlier today, I didn't film it, but I was looking at like apartments in certain areas that I will stay in if the Lord like actually sent me here. Hit me like once I got to Texas and I was seeing the stars like on the interstates and the flags. I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been seeing in my dreams. And I'm just like, Lord, this is really happening. And it was just so crazy to me. So like, here we are, we get to our hotel. Such a coincidence. The manager at the hotel from Adamsville, Alabama. Adamsville is about a good 45 minutes from Birmingham. So she comes out with her Roll Tide cup, talking about, I've been waiting for y'all, Roll Tide, Alabama, what's up? So I'm just like, that's a sign, I'm like, yeah, God, okay, this is it. Girl, started driving around the city, and I just felt like God went silent on me. I'm like, Lord, I'm just driving through like various apartments and just looking at certain areas. Y'all, I even started applying. Started driving around, like seeing the places where I actually applied it, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like you just be, I don't know, I just didn't get that peace. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't feel like I got that green light to just go, right? So I am just frustrated because it's just like, I don't like it here. Like a lot of the areas that we went to, I don't know, it was just like very industrial. It just didn't feel like home to me. And there was a lot of other areas that we did not visit because I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know, it was such a battle because it's like on the way there, that week leading to us heading to our road trip, I was just like, oh my God, like this stuff is really happening. Like I can't believe I'm moving. I thought God told me to move yesterday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when he told me about it, I'm one of the type people, if you're gonna tell me something, I'm making moves now. Like what we gonna do now to make this thing popping? Don't tell me something that we're gonna do in 5 years. Now go ahead and tell me now so I can go ahead and put some things into motion. So in my mind, I'm like, well, if God telling me to move, he preparing me to move, that means we're moving next month. We're moving by the first of the year. I'm gonna be in Dallas, you know what I'm saying? So here I am, I got anxiety, I'm scared, I'm antsy, yet I'm excited. I feel out of my comfort zone. I feel just all these various emotions, right? So fast forwarding to our road trip, it was just a fun experience. It's always fun hanging out with my family, especially my parents. Like I'm at this age now where we can drink. You know what I'm saying? We can go get a drink together. We can turn up together. We can have a good time. It's still, we have a very, I respect them as my parents. They still see me as their daughter. Y'all review. It's locked.
No, it's just okay.
It's okay.
Great.
Yeah.
It's not $60 great.
I don't know. I guess because it's like we from Alabama. We love.
We eat a different kind of.
Yeah. Our what is it? Different. Our taste buds is different, and
we come from about the South.
And we come from the
But they
South,
supposed to
baby.
be-
We
they
love
supposed to be
good
about
food.
this spot,
And we ain't had none
Who
yet.
the
So
perfect
we'll
person?
see. We're
Memphis?
gonna try this Mexican spot. The pie was good, but it was
Yeah, we
cold.
complain about Memphis too, one.
So I'm gonna heat that up. It was real. It was good. It was just cold. And next I'm gonna try this popsicle joint. So I'll give my commentary later. I just felt like this whole Dallas thing was never a plan of mine. I feel like God just sprung this on me, you know? So again, moving out of state was never a to-do thing for me. And I think the only way, I think the only reason I would think about moving is if I was moving with a spouse, you know what I'm saying? But to just up and pack my panties and just leave just because the Lord told me to, like a whole Abraham, like, no. Like, I don't know. Again, it was just, I don't know. So later on towards today, I would never forget. Like, my dad looked at me. Mind you, my dad don't really say too much about as it pertains to like our purposes and plans and all this stuff. His main thing is safety and support. You know, that's his main thing. Like, hey, I support you, whatever, just let us know whatever you need. That's just really how he brought. And I'll never get, like, all of a sudden my daddy just looked and he was like, hey, I don't like this, but if you feel like God is calling you to go, we support you. And like my mom was more so just kind of quiet, laid back, like, hey, I remember we had a conversation a little before and she was just like, hey, if God told you to go, there's nothing for me to say. All I can do is pray for you and support you. But if this is you talking, you may want to think about it. You may want to try to, you know, move out in Birmingham first and, you know, think about it in a year or so. But I don't know. I just don't feel like this is the time, you know? And again, that moment, I just had so much, you know, emotions. I felt disappointed. I questioned God. I was like, God, sure you told me to go? Because it's like, I'm expecting to get here and see something and feel something and be like, yeah, your girl about to go, like, finna throw a whole going away party and just be gone, you know? And I did not get that, and I felt some type of way because I did not that, you know? And it was so funny, y'all. Like, the next day, I was like, man, if I'm here, if I'm in Texas, I might as well go get me a turkey leg. So let's go to Houston tomorrow. They was like, what? Like, you don't want to go explore no more? I was like, no, I'm ready to go. I might as well go get, you know, I might as well go get a turkey and take my butt home because this is a waste of time. Like, I was just so salty, y'all. And we did just that. The next day, we went to Houston. Houston. But see what the hype is all about. Come give it a try. Got a Cajun bowl and a, what is it, Mom? Alfredo turkey leg. And I kind of regret it. I regret not thugging it out and still, you know, visiting other areas and just seeing for what it was. So coming back, again, disappointed, frustrated, feeling some type of way, questioning whether or not if I really heard God. And again, had an attitude, wasn't really talking to him for real. And it wasn't until like, I said like a good 2 weeks since our trip. I just went to the Lord and just wept before him. I was like, God, I'm so confused. Like, I know you are not the author of confusion. So why am I feeling this type of way? Like, you had me. Like, I was literally at the point where I went from hell no to okay God and excited about this whole move. So why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling, and why things are not happening the way that I want it to happen? And God just had to just reveal to me, like, it's going to happen. Just trust me. Walk this thing out with me. You need to learn how to endure things with me. And I will never forget like that feeling, how I felt like just being in his presence. And he was like, you like to take what I reveal to you and run with it as if you can do it without me. And that's not the case. Yes, you can do all things, but you can do all things through me. And I do that. I'm guilty. I'm definitely guilty of that. Like, I am one who would look at stuff and be like, okay, if the Lord reveals something to me, okay, we're gonna do that. Boom. All right, let's go. Like, let's go get it done. Let's go. And I be trying to do it on my own strength, on my own finances, on my own, connects and everything. And God is like, God, you are just a vessel. I just told you so you can obey and be yes and say yes and just go with the process with me. I didn't tell you to just run along and do it without me. So without it being said, I don't know. This is, we'll see. I don't know. I just now coming to the groups of praying about it and asking God to reveal to me. I actually, not only that, like, had to, tap on some of my friends to be like, hey, I need you to pray for me, even when I'm not praying for myself in this area of moving. Because some days I'm like, God, what happened? And then there's other days where I'm like, well, glad that's over with. Let's go back to this house, So that's where I'm at with it. So I don't know. Maybe this year, maybe next year, maybe the year after that. It may be 10 years from now. But I know God revealed that to me. So I wanted to showcase and reveal to you guys this, to let you guys know that sometimes things just doesn't happen as we want it to be, as we want them to be. Sometimes we plan some things and it just doesn't go our way. Doesn't mean that we are a failure. Doesn't mean that we did not hear God, because there are some godly things that God has revealed to us and the promises just have not been fulfilled as of yet. It doesn't mean that he's a liar, because his word clearly says that he is a man that shall not lie. His word will not return to him void. So I think the biggest thing that I have learned in this whole process of not getting a house and considering getting an apartment and even considering moving out of state, totally out of my comfort zone, is to trust God in all things. Trust God with all of your heart and lean not into your own understanding. And in all of my ways, I gotta make this thing personal. I need to acknowledge him and let him direct my path, and trust him in his word, and trust him to know that if he sends me to Texas or to Timbuktu, that he is going to provide for me, that it's a reason, it's going to be for a purpose, and that purpose is good. It's a reason why he's not, appointing me to get a house right now. I just got to live to see what it is that he's wanting me to do. And if you guys don't take anything from this whole experience, live today to see what he wants you to do for tomorrow. I get it. You endured some disappointments. You endured some setbacks. You felt like once you said yes to God, in the spirit, you felt this fulfillment. You felt like you are on the right path, but in the natural, you feel like you took 50 steps back. And I just want to let you guys know that God is pleased. God is with you. God will never leave you nor forsake you. Continue to endure this with him. One of the things I'm learning about pressing towards some stuff is that you have to really put your everything into it. And you're gonna have some good days, you're gonna have some bad days. It's gonna be some days that you feel all over the place, but that heavenly prize is yours. You just gotta keep pressing till you see it. So that's where I'm at with my goals. Stay tuned about my journey about Texas. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the man gonna do. All I know is that I'm excited to see what the man gonna do. I don't know what our God is going to do with this journey, but he got me. I don't have nowhere else to go, so whatever it is, he got me. So again, I glorify him. I'm so thankful to pay off my car. We still praying about this here moving situation. It's a strong possibility that I'll be moving into an apartment and it's off. God is still good. And it may be a possibility that this year, next year, the year after, I may just be taking a leap of faith and moving to Dallas. So we'll see. Anyway, as always, I will always do videos in the area of goals, and y'all let me know in the comment below what are some topics that you want me to talk about in the area of accomplishing goals. What are some things that you guys would like for me to do on my social media pages? Oh, I thought about doing something every Sunday called Goal Setting Sundays, where I go on live on Instagram and my Facebook page. So go ahead, if you don't follow me, follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Keep Pressing Demi, and it's DEMI. Just think about just doing some just going on live on Sundays where we talk and we encourage each other and we push each other towards accomplishing our weekly, monthly, yearly goals, and still also making sure God is the head and being sure that we keep our ears open, our eyes open to whatever it is that God wants us to accomplish and to operate in and to do and be and become. So yeah, y'all comment in the comments below if that's something that you would like to be a part of or to see happening on my media pages. And just comment below any other topics, any other conversation pieces that you guys want to put down. Got some questions, got some concerns, got some topics, or you just want to say, hey, I'm here, I respond. That is it. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Keep Pressing Demi. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I promise y'all I'm done being raggedy, and expect more videos in the future. Bye y'all. Keep pressing.